Hello, 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 hello. This is Truth Be Told podcast. I'm your host, Britt. Y'all, today I am celebrating my 100th episode. Woo, 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 woo. I am so excited to celebrate this 100th episode with Miss Deborah Mallow. How are you doing today, Deb?
I am so excited. I can't believe, Britt, this is a milestone. I've been following you forever, and I I just your whole progress is just so wonderful. Your podcasts are so inspiring. The guests that you have on just fill me up, and I know it fills up your viewers. You learn so much, you take away nuggets, and I'm so excited to be part of this celebration.
Thank you. Thank you so much for just taking the time. You know, it goes both ways. I have been celebrating you and I have been following you for a couple of years. Your definition of a ray of sunshine is you. So thank you. Thank you for daily decisions. Thank you for being an inspiration to people that sometimes just need a breath of fresh air. I love you just as much. So thank you.
It's that mutual admiration, and I we have built such a positive, uplifting community, and it really does help when you see positive words and things that lift you up, positive messages, happy memories that you can recall from your happiness bank. It's just a way to just break the negativity because challenges will always be there, but it's how we react, how we respond in a positive way.
Yes, you hit it on the nail. It's always about our attitude towards negative things because we're not around here saying, "Oh, I'm just so happy. Life is just so sunshine." No, we know that life be lifing.
It really is. It's messy
hmm
and it's challenging, and the older I get, the more I realize that wisdom, that it's how we respond to it, and dragging ourselves down a rabbit hole never feels good. So it's a choice. Attitude is a choice. Our
Yes.
happiness is a choice. We're always going to have challenges, and people die, things happen. So we need to pull ourselves up so that, Brit, we're there for the people that are around us. We don't drag them down, we lift them up so that they're able to show up with a positive attitude and help other people. It's circular, right? Like you
Yes.
help me, I help you, we help each other.
Right. You need to be around like minded people. And that's why I have you on the show today. Before we go into the topic, I do want to talk a little bit more about you. But before we go into you, guys, if you are new to my channel, please go like, share, and subscribe to Truth Be Told podcast on YouTube. I'm still growing, I'm still learning, but I love you guys' feedback. Thank you so much, Original Man, for the congratulations. I'm so excited about your network, Dale. People are standing behind you. I was reading the comments under the post, and I was like, "Go ahead, Dale!" Like everybody is coming on to just congratulate you on your book. We're definitely going to be talking about the 6 steps to fewer days that suck. I am excited about this book. When you sent me the book, I didn't realize how much I needed it. So thank you. Thank you so much for my copy. Before we go into it, guys, I want to tell you a little bit more about Deb. She is a lifelong New Yorker, if you can't tell by the way she speaks.
It's
And no
there.
one.
Gotta embrace it.
It's funny because my mentor is from Brooklyn. Her name is Yorkairis. So I'm a little familiar about New Yorkers. I love you guys. So thank you for coming on the show. I also want to let people know this is, of course, Deb is not new to this, y'all. She is true to this. Deb has a unique career pathway. She's nothing but positive energy. She's a positive energy expert. Discover secrets to living with fewer days that suck. As a enthusiastic motivational speaker, she's basically our cheerleader, guys. She's the one that you go to when you need someone to just give you that positive influence or just let you know if you're having a bad day, it's going to be okay. She's also been featured on places like Fox 5 New York, Women's World, Thrive Global, Authority Magazine, For Women's First, and AARP Foundation. And that's just to name a few. I know she has some more things going coming up. So congratulations, Deb. Go ahead and tell us a little bit more about yourself and what made you get where you are today.
So, in a nutshell, we all have a story. And our story shapes us. And the choice is, do we go negative and let it drag us down, our struggles, or do we choose to embrace it, learn from it, grow, and move forward and enjoy our lives? So when we get to the end of it, we are proud of our accomplishments. And that's exactly what I did. My career path is more twisty than a pretzel. I started as a creative, and that's always in my blood. I had my own design and licensing business for years, created designs that are now called vintage for home furnishings, gift products, and all. And then I took a little time off, had a son. My husband and I had time to be with him a bit. And then I worked for an iconic brand in sales, and I worked hard to become a number one sales rep. But what happened? Burnout. Burnout. Being number one over and over and over again. Okay, you got to learn to manage and balance. And that's what I did. I finally decided I was going to help others do this. First, I wrote 6 Steps to Fewer Days That Suck, but it wasn't that. It was my guidebook with, as Britt knows, it's double pages of questions and strategies, solutions, whatever the topic is, with start now activities, tips, mantras, and a little story all on a double page about people who overcame the struggle, because visuals and sound bites and quick things we could think of when we're right before we go down a rabbit hole to stop us from doing that is what we need. Graphs and charts and all the complicated things are not going to help us get out of whatever we're stuck in, because we want to get unstuck, enjoy more, worry less. And that's what I did. So I come at it understanding being stuck, being negative, worrying, and fear, and all the things that can really stop you from enjoying your life. So, this book is a warm hug for your soul and a pep talk for your heart, or you could flip that around because it's just to help you on days or any time to figure out how to just enjoy more. And that's it. And Britt knows, she read it. She knows it's true. It's helpful. It's digestible. It's instant gratification.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for giving us just a snippet of where you've come from and why you are where you are today. You know, this is a new month. So when you sent me the book, I'm all about God's divine intervention, God's timing. And I feel like this is a great book for the month of August. You know, August represents 8 new beginnings. And I feel like, you know, with the kids going back to school, whether they're in elementary, college. It gives us adults a time to refresh, rethink, reflect on what we're doing for the rest of the year, because we're already halfway to 2026 still. Can you believe that?
I find it amazing. I mean, and it's already, it's today's Wednesday, and I go,
Mhm.
oh my, third. Life goes so fast, and it's up to us to choose to be present in the moment, to
Yes.
be able to actually enjoy the moments, because so many times we're so fast paced and we don't stop to smell the roses, to enjoy those around us, to celebrate our achievements. And that's what's so important, to remind yourself, be present in the moment because life goes by, as we're talking about, in a flash.
Oh gosh, you said it. You hit it on the nail. Being present in the moment. I just left Italy and I
Yes, I saw I saw pictures.
I had an amazing time, Deb. The pictures don't do it justice because, and I know you know that, because I was really in the moment for so many things I saw. And one thing that I realized that us Americans do that, they don't do when they're in Italy or overseas is how we're, like you said, we want to rush everything. We want to do everything as far as let's go, we have to do it now. Where over there they take their time, they're enjoying the moment. Like you have to ask for a check. They're not going to come bring you your check. Or even where you're eating and dining, it's like, well, why the food is taking so long? But they're in the moment. And I think that this book that we're about to discuss is a great grabber for people to want to be in the moment. Whatever they're going through in that moment, whether they're going through ups and downs or they're happy, because you can be happy and still be sad.
Yes.
And so let's get into this book a little bit. Let's talk
Okay.
about it a little bit more. So, what made you write 6 Steps to Fewer Days That Suck, Deal?
As I mentioned, I started it not one little intention to share it with anybody. I needed to get myself out of a dark place. I needed to figure out, some people go through therapy. I am better trying to figure things out on my own. Even technology, whatever it is, I like to figure things out so I understand the why. And that why, that's why I include in the book little facts that are with research, science backed reasons why we do things and why we can better ourselves, how we can, because that's so important, understanding the why. So I did that. I asked myself questions. I made a commitment to myself. That's the first thing. I also included a quote, and I just did tips and strategies and solutions and things I could do to enjoy my life more, to follow my passions and purpose, because many of us, we're just on this hamster wheel that we just do the same thing over and over, and we just get through the day
Yeah.
and we're not fulfilled and we're not satisfied. And it was very important to me to feel a sense of peace, to
Mhm.
feel fulfilled in my life. And honestly, we all want to be happy. We all want to be satisfied. We all want to be the best we could possibly be, but we get stuck in cycles. So that's what I did. And then I had this big folder with all these things. And everything has a topic like no more excuses, or
Right.
walk away from negativity, or perfection prevents progress, and just things like that that we could all relate to, common struggles. And people that I had read this, because everybody asked me, how have you changed? I see such a difference. You're calmer. You're happier, because my friends and people around me would see me and I was showing up as sunshine. And they just said to me, you really need to share this outward. People need this. And I said, no, it's too much work. But then it kept gnawing at my insides. I have a purpose. I want to help people. I've always, in all my different careers, I've helped, my long careers, I've helped people, and that's always fulfilled me. It's that whole gratitude thing and helping other people. It does more for you than really builds you up. Yes, it helps others, but in turn, you get the benefits too of feeling good and feeling that accomplishment. So I set on the journey to actually make it happen. And it was a 5-year process. But honestly, for all of us, I want everybody, if you have something you want to do, commit to yourself in small steps. Don't overwhelm yourself and slowly get it done. There's so many people that will support you. Invite in a supportive community like us,
Like
people
us.
to support you through this that know what you want to do, because that's how I got it done. Because if you overwhelm yourself and try to do everything at once, nothing gets done. So I committed to this because my whole intention was to help others to pay it forward. My overarching goal that Brittany knows is the money, most of the money I earn, I want to put into workshops to help children and teens develop confidence, self esteem, build resilience, because then they're kinder people. They will be kinder as adults. And this world, as we know, needs more kindness. So I want to make
Yes.
my little ripple.
No, I love it. I love it. We need your ray of sunshine, Deb. I didn't learn confidence until I got older. And now I'm walking in it, I'm talking in it. Like nothing nobody says can really take me there because I know who I am. And it took me a long time, and I'm still learning me, I'm still pulling back those layers, but it took me a long time to actually know who I was and why I am the way I am. So I love how you want to start with kids. I love how you say in your book, you talk about discipline. That discipline is a key ingredient to muscle through hard work. And I know that you had to have that discipline to be able to write this book. Like you said, it took you 5 years, but I'm glad that you took the time and developed the book for people like us that need these ingredients. The meat in between the pages is what we're looking for. I was also reading where you said, you were talking about the process of writing this book and that it was a labor of love and life got in the way. And then that's when you decided to stop and start, but you finished. And I think that takes discipline to do that. So I just want to tell you congratulations.
Oh, that you're the love from you. I feel it, the chills I get. I mean, it just makes me feel so good. And so many people have said this to me that because how many people want to write a book? There's a statistic about that. I can't quote it offhand, but there's a statistic how many people want to write a book and how many people actually do. Yes, we think a lot of people do, but really, we all have books in us. We all have things that we could share, gifts that we can share with others. And it is the discipline to actually see it through, because the wonderful part of doing it
Mhm.
is that sense of accomplishment. And that builds confidence.
Confidence.
And
Yes.
and we learn when we fall down, we can get back up.
Mhm.
Who does things perfectly the first time they try? It takes making mistakes. That's why, in my book, I don't refer to the word failure. I
No.
call it education and growth.
Mhm.
It's all how we actually frame things up in our minds to be able to tackle the difficult challenges that will always be there in our lives, and recognizing that you can get through it and having a positive community behind you. Man, I am like the happiest person. Doesn't mean that this is not toxic positivity. People
No.
refer to that. What this is knowing that we can see things differently. It's how we look through the lens of, we see the possibility. We don't see the defeat. We don't let that defeat take over. We look at it in a different way. We reframe our perspective, reshape our thoughts to see possibilities, not defeat. And that is the key, how we actually approach any problem, learning to problem solve. And that is in each step of the book, because I repeat things. I know as a sales rep, Brittany, it takes sometimes 7 or 8 times
To
for
get it.
people to really hear it. So my repetition, said it in a different way, is
Mhm.
on purpose, because we all listen differently. So what will hit you might not hit me the same way. So I try to say it differently so that I touch as many people as I can and help as many people as I can enjoy more, worry less, and make their lives easier so that they have less days that suck and they can find their sunshine.
Yes, yes, Deb. Okay, Deb, I love it. I love everything that you're telling the audience today. I do want to go into the first question today, just so you can give us a little bit more in depth of what are those 6 steps to fewer days that suck.
Okay, so I'm going to do it really briefly. Maybe we could do this another time and we can elaborate more because I know
Yeah.
we only have a short time. But the first step is the decision. And the way I will explain that to you is prioritize your well being. Start
Mhm.
your day by giving yourself a hug of acceptance, by smiling at yourself in the mirror because smiling boosts our endorphins. It's a gift of happiness. Saying something you're grateful for, a positive affirmation, but not just saying, I bring the positive energy as your affirmation, but actually acting on it
Right.
because this it will help. These simple things help to counteract that cortisol spike, that naturally occurring spike that happens when we wake. So if we could counteract that cortisol spike, the stress hormone, the negativity, we're well on our way to taking all these little things through our day. Then number 2 is ditch bad habits.
Ooh, that's hard, Deb.
Yeah, exactly. It is. And it's replacing that negative self talk and the energy drains, those toxic people, toxic situations, we all know. But it's all about flipping the script. Even the self talk, talking to ourselves, rather than saying, and you know what? I don't want to say everyone's guilty of this, but I know I was. I'm so stupid. I suck. I messed up again. All those things. Well, start practicing saying things like, tomorrow is a new day.
Mhm.
I love learning something new. I will do things differently next time. It's how we serve it up because reframing these thoughts helps break the toxic thought loop and builds resilience. Then,
Yes.
number 3 is shift your mindset. Change how, rather than reacting right away, how you respond. Responding is more pausing, thinking about what you're going to say, reflecting on it, breathing before just reacting and letting our emotions take over. We don't want our emotions to drive the bus. And the
No.
wonderful thing about this is that our brains love patterns. So creating positive patterns that stick is what is going to change our habits slowly but surely,
Mhm.
because positivity and negativity are contagious. It's your thoughts and how you respond. Don't react, think first, and respond thoughtfully because you don't want to go down a rabbit hole. So before I go through the other 3, Brittany, why don't you reflect and tell the audience your thoughts on all of these first three things?
Yes, I'm glad you stopped. I'm glad you paused because I'm so intrigued on the first 3 steps, the decision. You have to make a decision. If you don't make a decision, then how do you know which way you're going to go? You are in control of your life. You have to, you know, take the recipe, take the ingredients and follow that decision and stand on that decision. And then step 2, changing your habits, creating new habits. That probably for me is the hardest. I'm actually going through that right now, to the point to where I do have a morning routine. I get up every morning. That helps me with the decision, the bad habits, and also the positive mindset because it is repetition. So every morning I'm getting up, I decree and declare what I am going to say to the Lord because I'm big in Christ, big in God. But not just doing that, I write in my journal, I meditate, and then I exercise, but that's my routine in the morning to get me going. And then it's just subconsciously in my brain to where I've been doing it for probably my grandparents passed in 2020. So I've been doing it for a while, Deb. Just and that's what's reflecting of me. So those first three steps, the decision, changing your old habits, and a positive mindset, I'm loving it already. You can go to the next ones.
So then we go into the actual doing of things, right?
The
So
action.
the next is the action. Take the action. Choose, commit to simple habits that spark joy. And of course, it's more in depth than that, but that's a nice way to say it because going after your goals, inviting positive people in so that you spark the joy, that you balance your life. You the actions you take reflect on how you're going to enjoy the day or just be
Yes.
miserable. So we need to act and act purposefully with intention. And then number 5 is choose your attitude, right? It's all about attitude choice and deciding how you're going to show up. Show up with positivity and pass that on because we said we're going to have challenges. It's
Mhm.
problem solving, how you're going to react to the life's challenges and then help other people through it. And by being positive, by be smiling at people, by laughing a little, adding the humor, you help other people be in the present and do the same. Again, it's a circle. And then number 6 is the commitment. Own your path. One positive, intentional choice at a time. Don't
Ah,
overwhelm yourself because that never works. Praise yourself, celebrate your achievements, and keep going forward because honestly, who is this for? This is for us. This is for you. This is if because when we love and accept ourselves, that's when we're the best for those people around us. And people, we make them feel good. We lift them up. And that's really what it's about. And I will state again this is not easy,
it's
but
not.
it's a choice. It's all a choice. And we can't control other people. We can help them, but we can control our attitude, our actions, our emotions. And just learning to do this, practicing it, knowing your brain loves patterns,
Mhm.
knowing that you can. That's why I always state the science behind things, because that gives you the, you know that you have the ability to do it. And then just go forward and find ways to enjoy more, worry less, and build a life you love. Be the best version of yourself.
Oh, I love it. I love it, Deb. Okay, so these last three steps that she referred to, step 4 was the action. That is believing. That is a big part. Believing is a key to achieving. Don't be afraid to be great. You want to stand out. You don't want to stand in the crowd. That's what I take from that. And then just actually doing something. You can't sit there and say, oh, I want to write a book. I want to write a book. I want to write a book. Where's your action? How are you going to write a book? How are you going to take the steps to learn how to write a book? Step 5, the attitude. Oh gosh, that is a big thing. I always tell my daughter this because she's an excellent dancer. And I always tell her, I tell her, Deb, I say, but your attitude sucks sometimes. It sucks. So you can be the best dancer in the room, but if your attitude sucks, they're not going to want you. You know?
Isn't that the truth? People want to be around positive people, make them feel
Yes.
good.
I can always tell, Deb, if I'm around a negative person, and I'm not trying to say that I'm always peaches and cream, because I'm not.
Not
But
either am I. Who is?
no.
Who's perfect? Not
Exactly.
listen.
But if you're sitting around somebody and they're always talking negative, 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 or they're gossiping about somebody, or they're playing the victim, personally, me, I just, because of my growth and where I'm at, I can't be around it. It does something to me. What you say in step 5 on page 82, it says, live life your way. As I said again, don't just blend in, stand out, create the life you envision. That's what I get from step 5 with your attitude. And then step 6, the commitment. Don't let your problems be an excuse to give up on heartfelt dreams. And so many of us do that. And with all 6 of these steps, going from the decision to ditching the bad habits, to the mindset, to action, to the attitude, and then to finally committing to changing, that makes up the 6 steps to fewer days that suck. Now, I know we're going a little bit over time, but I want to go into it just a little bit more about the mindset, Deb. The mindset for me is so important, because I believe that if you don't have the right mindset, you can't even attempt to try these steps. And so in the mindset part of your book, I believe that's 3. Yes, you
Mhm.
talk about a fulfilling life. It can't thrive without a pessimistic mindset. Can you just go in a little more about step 3 and why you feel like that is very important to have a positive mindset?
I could say it in even in one sentence. The way we think shapes the way we live. Don't you love that? I
Yes.
just think that's, and again, just to repeat that this is not about a positive mindset is not saying that life won't be challenging, because it will.
Yeah.
Again, I want to state that it's the lens that we see the possibilities through, not the defeat.
Mhm.
Reshaping our perspective, our reshaping our thoughts, reframing our perspective, or flipping that around, you can say it either way, is really what helps our emotional resilience get stronger. It helps us deal with stress responses and be able to manage them. And it helps our brain figure out solutions, problem solve. And research shows that these shifts, doing this, helps us with dealing with all kinds of life struggles, because as we said before, our brains thrive on patterns. So what we want to do is not lean into the negative. We want to lean into making positive habits that over time will stick, and being aware of what we're doing and aware that we are in control of
Mhm.
our thoughts and what we put out into the world, our attitudes and our emotions, we really can do it. So make the choice, because you're doing this for you, and have a morning routine like Brittany's, like mine. Hug yourself every day. Learn to accept yourself.
Mhm.
Smile. Smile at yourself, at your reflection. Smile at others. They'll smile back at you. It's gifting happiness. So, yes, we're going over time. Maybe Brittany will have me back on and we can really flesh this out more, because we really are capable. I did it. Brittany did it. We all can do it, little steps at a time.
Yes, I love it. And it's real, Deb. I had to sit in a book club. This was my first time being around like-minded people, and I felt like the outcast, because I was like, I mean, the way they were speaking, I was like, this is not real. Like, this can't happen. And it took me like sitting in there with them and congratulating different people and everybody cheering each other on, but actually reading the books. I'm very into personal development. I'm a nerd. So when you sent me this book, it just warmed my heart. Because, because
So
I'll
glad.
sit
I'm
I
so
will
glad.
sit and read this book and actually journal it for myself to reset for myself with a cup of coffee and just take in the day, whether it's a good day or bad day. So I commend you again for writing this book, sharing to us how to ditch unhealthy habits and unzip a happier you. Guys, you can do it. I'm rooting for each and every one of you. Anybody that's going through anything mentally, I don't want to say that I don't want to sound like, oh, what you're going through doesn't matter, because it does.
It
If
matters.
you're, yeah, it matters. If you're going through something to where a book can't help you, if you need therapy, if you need to go see a doctor, I recommend whatever it is that is healthy, that will help you unlock your potential for those 6 steps to fewer days that suck. This is real. It will help you. And so I just commend Deb. And I'm just so honored to just spend a little bit of time with her.
Oh,
Y'all been following her for years. She's really big on Instagram, guys. You have to go check her out. Her daily decisions. You have to tell us where we can find you at on social media, Deb.
oh, and I just want to respond to one very quickly.
Yeah.
Brittany said journaling. At the end of each step, besides the summary, there's a line page. So you can do it right in the book. Not if you buy the ebook, but if you buy the book, the physical book, you can do that. And yes, my website is the daily. Yeah, there it is. Brit showing it. Yay. My website is the daily decisions.com, decisions with an S. And if you go to the dailydecisions.com /inspire, you can join my positive energy club, which is I send out positive newsletter bi-weekly. So every other week, at least I try, and also download worksheets for happiness, motivation, and feel good activities. Everything about me is simple. And also, I am, as Brittany knows, we follow each other, Instagram daily.decisions. And it'll see Deborah, and I'm sitting there with a smile mug, which is right there in back of me. So, Britt, I'm so glad that we got this time. We have to talk more offline because you are a ray of sunshine along with me. We sparkle together. The positive energy's
Yes.
been flowing.
I love it. I can tell. Now, my last question for you, Deb, and I know you're going to kill it. It's a random question. I always ask my audience at the end. If you could,
Ooh.
if you could speak to 14-year-old Deb today, what would you tell her?
Oh, that is just beautiful. You actually accomplished your dreams because 14-year-old Deb wanted to write, wanted to help people feel good. I was always helping everybody feel better. I was like the even though I'm not a psychologist or psychiatrist, everyone came to me for advice. So I've actually stepped into my dream and you know, our lives, we don't have to be well known. You don't need to be in the spotlight, but you do need to step into yourself, value yourself with dignity, and just do you. Whatever
Yes.
you want, believe that you can try. And what Brittany said at the beginning, how things align, I really believe it because we might want something and focus on it, and it might not happen exactly the way we plan it, but the right thing shows up when you put effort, determination, and that love behind it. That whole manifesting, you can see it any way you want, but effort, discipline, showing up, and just going after what it is that makes you feel good. It's not going to be what somebody else makes them feel good. Just do you, be you, and be kind to other people. Think about that. Think before you react, please. Anger can take over, but we can control our emotions because other people have feelings too. So just love a little more.
Yes, I love it. I love it, guys. We are signing out. This is episode 100 with Truth Be Told podcast with Deborah Mallow, a ray of sunshine. I am so excited. Thank you so much again, Deb. I love you guys. Remember to go like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Hope you guys have an amazing evening. Bye,
Bye.
Deb.